12 News is also keeping an eye on the road conditions this morning.
Yeah, local officials are urging you to stay inside if you can until the roads are safe to drive on again. But we know not everyone is able to take a day off. 12 News Daybreak reporter Camryn Burchett has been outdoors this morning showing us what those roads are looking like. Cam, have they gotten better? What are you seeing?
Hey Tia, so far this morning it's been a little crazy just because we've seen a lot of things this morning that we're not used to seeing. But here, as you can see right here in front of me, we are at Tyrrell Park in Beaumont, where it has completely transformed into a winter wonderland. We've only seen one car come out, and as you can tell as we enter the gates, it is just completely a white blanket that has been laid over the entire part of the park. And even as we're driving in slowly, you can see on both sides right here, even on the side with the botanical gardens and side on the right side there, that is the golf course, you can see that this entire place has just been completely transformed into a winter wonderland, just like I said. But before we get into the good parts, we know that this would definitely be a good place for that snowball fight later, and I will definitely work with you guys on that. Mark, you're in trouble. But as far as road conditions this morning with snow, we are seeing a lot of it obviously here at Tyrrell Park, but just can't tell what's underneath it, which could possibly be ice. And if ice is underneath that, that is when you need to be careful on the roads this morning. You need to go slow. That is the safest keyword to use this morning, is if you're going anywhere because you absolutely have to, going slow is the way to go, because TxDOT wants to advise that folks shouldn't get on the road today. But we know that that's, in a perfect world, nobody would be on the roads today. Everybody would be able to enjoy a snow day. Luckily for kids, they're out of school today, so lucky for them. But we know that parents have to go to work and have a commute. And so we're just showing you what the roads look like here in Tyrrell Park, which is just one part of Beaumont that received a lot of snow from this morning's winter storm, and we're expected to still receive more. And as we get deeper into Tyrrell Park, that white blanket just extends even deeper into the park. And whenever we were parked earlier, I opened up the car door and it was about 2 inches, maybe 2 to 3 inches of snow there on our tire that I was able to step out and look at. And seeing something like that from, my angle and perspective of never seeing snow like this before, the inner child in me was definitely excited to see that. And so just being able to look outside and see just this giant white sheet of snow, it's basically the coolest thing I've ever seen in a nutshell. But again, safety on the roads this morning is what you want to remember. Slow is the way to go. When you approach intersections and stop signs, you need to give yourself plenty of time to stop in advance for those, to prepare for a stop. Because if one thing Southeast Texans know is we just don't know how to drive in these kind of conditions. So that's what we're here to help you out with this morning. So if you're approaching a stop sign or an intersection, be sure to give yourself plenty of time and plenty of distance, to brake carefully. You want to avoid braking harshly, because that can potentially make your car start to spin and lose traction and possibly harm other drivers on the road. Everybody on the road this morning does need to be cautious of wherever they're going, and to exercise caution wherever they're going and wherever their end point may be. And there have been TxDOT crews out on the roads this morning doing snow plows on I-10. We've seen about 2 crews this morning just getting ready to plow those roads and to keep it safe for drivers on the road, getting rid of that excess snow and ice there, that mixture, that slushy mixture that really just kind of makes people start to slide on the roads. So we started to see those maybe about 3 hours ago whenever we started around 4:30 this morning. And now whenever we see this kind of machinery on the road, what you want to avoid is trying to get around them as they're trying to do the job. The best practice is to stay a safe distance behind them, at least a car length, to let them do the job and give them enough space, because with all that mush that they're pushing out of the way, you don't want that to come back on your car or possibly have you lose traction. You want to keep a safe distance so you know where that excess snow and product is going. That way you don't have to worry about that. But again, the caution needs to be exercised this morning, staying safe on the roads, being vigilant of other drivers, and again, just making sure that you're going slow, because that's the safest thing you can do on the roads today besides staying home.
All right, Cam, well, thanks for being out there and checking on that road conditions for us. It looks very beautiful out there as you drive through the park.